if someone makes a body of art, maybe it's music, it's poetry, whatever it is, what right do you have to copy it? So those are like laws that are made to control how much of it you can take and what you can't take and what happens when you take what's not yours.
When you want to use people's content, definitely seek their consent, ask them, let them give you permission and do it right. I mean, these things are not paddy talk. It's more of official and it's a law. So, if you need an expert to help you to draft all these things, go ahead and do that.
We don't enforce anything in this country, and that's a very, very big problem. And the reason why we suffer, especially in the creative space, is even worse. If you think laws don't work in Ghana, if you come to a creative space there, it's every man for himself. Fair use comes when YouTube and some of these platforms allows you to add some sort of education or extra entertainment to it so that you can use it, but you can't, most of the time, you can't monetize it. The wahala that can come from you not doing all these checks can be more painful than you can ever imagine.
Hi guys, the name is Kodi Jr. and I'm your host. This is Play It Right podcast, a Ghanaian music right podcast where we dive into essential topics every musician, music producer, and anyone in the Ghanaian industry should know. And I'm here with two people, like two influential, two big people that I would love for them to introduce themselves.
Well, Kwame B, you can call me the Guitar Rasta. Well, real name is Reynold Empedo, but I prefer Kwame B. It's fine.
I didn't get the real name.
Reynold. Yeah, but I don't look like Reynold, right?
Or Kwame Rasta.
Well, that's even better.
I like Kwame Rasta.
So Kwame B is fine.
Okay. And the next guy, relax, let me say something. I'm already wearing his merch. If you know, you know. Are you mad? Charlie, what's
up?
Dude, tell them something, Charlie.
Hey, my name is Kojo Mano, King of the MRC, host of the Drive of Your Life on YFM 107.9, and everywhere you go, I did there. We Audi.
You don't forget the king of the MIC. Because your flower is there. You will take them now. You ain't trying for my you will take them right now. Yeah. So today, I get some questions where I feel like you people be the best people. Like even if you are not the best people, you have a fair idea about what I'm going to ask. So it's basically about copyright. So I know you know about copyright. Do you want to tell the audience something small about copyright? Anything at all? Something brief.
So it's just like a creative person. It could be writer, it could be radio, it could be music. You've created something on your own. It's original, you made it. So once you have created it, you must let the world know that this is mine. So that if anybody is going to use it, then you must get something out of it. It depends on any way you like to use it, So it's all about saying that I created this, it is mine. If you want to use it, yes, you can use it. But definitely, I must get some royalties for using my creation. Basically, I think that's it.
I would say I like that Kwame B has covered like the major aspects of it. But I think you can say your right to copy something, right? So like he said, if someone makes a body of art, maybe it's music, it's poetry, whatever it is, what right do you have to copy it? So those are like laws that are made to control how much of it you can take and what you can't take and what happens when you take what's not yours. So that's basically what copyright has to do with.
Okay. I like that. I have this question that I want to ask. There's a signature sound, right? Let's say YFM, they have this sound when they are done with it. Something like that. Joy. Yes. Joy. Yeah. I know they all have signature sounds like that.
Yes. Every radio station is unique. So we have 6 tunes for news, 6 tunes for shows. Most of the time, the early days, because I started playing radio champa. It was not.
I want to say something. So he mentioned 6 tunes. 6 tunes is basically signature tunes. That's what he's talking about.
Okay, So it's like, those times it was not easy to just go to a studio to go and create one. So early 6 tunes, most of the time were people's songs, people's, creation. You just steal small, then you go use it. But now it's easy to look for somebody to create something for you. So I think that most of the 6 tunes that now you hear are original. I'm not saying all, but I think most of them, yeah.
My Sig tune is not even original. It's Nas Love or Hate Me, and the instrumental and the DMX prayer.
Okay, so that's it means that or they say copyright actually. You understand?
Straight up.
Okay.
Straight up.
So let's dive into the first question. What's the importance of copyright in context to TV and radio?
Kwame, make the experience start.
Yes, that's it. Well, it's important, the opening statement, I was saying that if somebody creates something original, then definitely that person must get something out of that creation. Radio stations, most of our radio stations, I would say, are driven by music that we, the presenters, cannot create and come and play on our own. So definitely it's going to be music from people, not just the sick tunes we're talking about. Most radio stations are driven by music. We can have a lot of talk shows in there, but basically there'll be music, as part of the content. Even, I've never seen any radio station starting their test transmission with a talk. It's always music. So definitely it's somebody's creation that we are going to use to start our radio. Apart from that, I'm looking at it from this angle, sir, the musicians' copyright and how they can benefit. Even us, the radio people, can also benefit in a way because we create content. So for example, I call a very big star, have an interview with, it is my content. So if I keep it and I own the rights to it, then anybody who uses that content, I will also benefit from that, So it's, for me, I think it's very important in our TV and radio space, Without that, we'll not know who owns what and who can use what and who gets what as well. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I feel like when it comes to radio and TV and how we use other people's intellectual property, in Ghana, for example, everything just there around anyhow. But with how things are supposed to run, radio and TV are actually supposed to pay royalties for playing Kojo Junior's music video.
Sure.
Do you understand? So this is where that you have a system and the system works. Because for instance, the conversation of payola and whatever actually exists outside where people, your favorite artists will promo, and then you hear the same song 20 times. Their promo is nasty. They'll play the same song 40, 50 times a day. Every 30 minutes, you hear that same song come back. But then the thing is, you are paying it, but you know that eventually there's a system where you are getting something back out of it. But then where you feel like you're just pushing like how we do in Ghana here, then there's a problem. Because all you know is I've gone to the studio, I've paid a producer, paid for the time, artists, maybe featured artists, I've sorted this and that. Now I have to come and pay DJ and pay radio station. And after all of that, I'm far. That is it.
I can't.
Then you just did, yeah.
And you see the tricky bit there where he came in with the, it looks as if you want the promo, so I'm paying you to play. But later, I'm also coming back for royalties. It's like it's a circle.
So an endless loop.
OBABDD. You understand? Everybody for
Makes
sure.
sense. It makes sense. So what are some of the challenges you guys face when it comes to copyright laws in Ghana? The challenges.
You see, this, how to enforce it has not been easy. I will take it more from the music side. I remember way back when I was playing in Takrade, Gamro wanted to make sure they enforce the law. And if you use somebody's property, you have to pay for it, So I remember they came up with a log sheet for every presenter. And you go on radio and say you play a Kwame B song. How long did you play it? You played it for 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yes, you guys were keeping a record
this
of
happened
that.
before.
I heard about it. I didn't experience it, but I heard about it.
I did.
Yes.
So I logged in, a couple of times. But the thing, this is the part. When it starts, like every program's manager is on you, hey, do it, blah, blah, blah. But after 2 weeks, then it's gone. So we couldn't keep records of those things. I don't think any radio station that you go to today can give you that record and say, oh, we played this that time and the log sheet was
best,
there.
They'll give you a recording
of it.
Of
Then
it,
that's
yeah,
but the log
yeah.
system could not work at all. You know, I don't know how they ended up getting something, but I know that when they keep chasing the radio station, then maybe they'll find some envelope and say, Charlie, but just so they give to government and government will do the distribution. let me tell you one thing that I know about their distribution. I think that this is what they were doing for the distribution part. They grade you into, they put you into grades. So let's say grade A artist, grade B, grade C, and then whatever.
Artists don't like that.
Because you don't know where I want to be, or I feel I'm better than that one.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that, sir, if we're giving grade A 20 Ghana, means everybody 20 Ghana at that grade. You know, It used to be like that. I don't know currently how they're doing it, but they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I think to answer that question, you touched on the major part of it is that we don't enforce anything in this country, and that's a very, very big problem. And the reason why we suffer is, especially in the creative space, is even worse. If you think laws don't work in Ghana, if you come to a creative space there, it's every man for himself. So we've gotten to a point where people have accepted that it doesn't work, and we've found, I won't say people have found ways around it for it to make sense to them, right? Because on the regular, if someone even samples someone's song, right now it's a boys conversation of, oh, you and me have problem, that be why I know if you talk. We talk about, oh, you talking to me, but then we don't realize that it's paperwork. Like, we have to go sit down with lawyer and sign off and know that I understand that you have taken this part of my creative work and that you are using it, and I'm cool with it. Or maybe I'm cool with it, but I still go take some 10% off of what you are making. But then all that conversation goes to the dustbin when the laws do not even work. So now, in our position as radio people or as creative people, now I can just pick anybody's thing and just use it. And there's very, 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 very small chance anything will happen to me if I did anything like that, because even artists don't have representation to come and fight that fight. So it'd be you going on social media just shouting that, oh, this person used my intellectual property, blah, 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 blah. If an artist came out right now and said that radio and TV, let's don't come for me, but let's say Shatawale or Stonebwoy comes out and just starts shouting that, hey, YFM, Peace FM, I don't know, whatever, you guys, you for pay me royalties. He will talk that Shatawale is a problem. But he's not wrong. Like, do you understand? Yeah. But then because the system doesn't work, then we can also look at him like, but you know the system doesn't work. So why are you shouting? So like, the problem is it feels like a 360 problem. It's a problem that affects everybody, and everybody has become part of the problem.
Mano, I think the law works over in Chihuahua. Mm-hmm. There's a case of Rexoma.
That's why I'm saying that there's a very small percentage of the people that can actually do it and do it right, because they have representation and they have people that understand, and then they are working with these people. And the artists that have those representations are not a lot. We don't have a lot of people.
You see, even the example you just made about Shatawale saying, why they use my song, blah, blah. It has happened before. When Rexoma wanted to get paid for us using his music on radio and TV before then, people said, then let's not play Rexoma. So even this, you say,
that's even a whole different. But let me dial it back. Maybe someone who's listening that's losing track. So ideally, let's say I'm Rexoma. I've made my song. I stayed in the studio for a month or whatever to come up with the vibes that made that song that you are jamming to. Now you are playing it, and I'm saying that by copyright law, you forgive me something. Now, me fighting for what I deserve. First thing they'll say is, but things don't work for here, and they'll buy us out there, then we won't play it again. Then now, did I go or did I come?
So it's a bit tricky and it's funny, but we must gradually move to the level where people get what they deserve out of what they've been able to create.
That's very true. And as I said, Rick Soma.
Yeah, later he got
the
some
company
cash.
uses his sound like he waited for 6 months collecting data.
Yeah.
He sued.
I think
And he got paid for that.
I think Adam too did something similar, but he didn't publish it. He didn't put it out there. He didn't popularize it. Yes, and apparently, and it's something that happens a lot. I'm somebody that has interest in commercials, so watch commercial and then, like the way they use the song, the music freely, it's crazy. And the minute you see the thing, you're like, I doubt they have the rights for this.
This one, it's like, this one, it hits me straight because I do a lot of radio commercials as well.
Yeah.
Trust me. Half of my jobs, you call the person, do you need a background sound? They'll tell you yes. Then they even suggest to you that use this guy. Have you spoken to the person?
Yeah. No, you start for the official. But meet Mensa or Angel Town, you know, have picture with them.
So even some of us that we create, we are also victims because when the person say, do for me, how go do
it? See why then see why we affect you. So this leads to my next question. You guys are into radio, right? Yeah. What are some of the common copyright infringements you guys have encountered? Like examples.
I think it's never really directly at us. Working in the space. Like what maybe saying, like when you are recording, let's say a jingle or something, and the person wants background music, that you were saying that he will get in trouble. I didn't, not really, because it's the person's body of work that paid him to do the thing. Even though he's sort of in there somehow, he's not the main person. So half the time, the problem is the other person, the other song that they have brought to you this fresh Monday morning that, Charlie, this is a new song, Charlie, this my artist help make you play music. Then you play the song and then the first 10 seconds, it reminds you of some Pablo song, right? In that situation, what I do is I'll advise you that I'll start asking questions. The minute I hear the song, did you ask for permission? Did you da-da-da-da-da-da? And most of the time, like, we go see them. And then sometimes like, we call them out, we tell them, but then say then we'll get back to where we drop them like that. Yeah, it happens. So then if you find someone that like Rex Omar, wait, make the team build up, then will come at you, then you can't do anything.
He waited for 6 months.
Yeah. You see, the reason why he waited for the 6 months is like you need time brings value to your body of work. So if he waits and also gets his people ready to get all the information, when they come at you can't do anything. And because most people get away with it, a lot of people don't expect that they will get a copyright suit. And that's the main problem. It's like we are in the middle, seeing all the craziness go on, and all we can do is advise. And and most of them are not ready to listen because they feel like this is their way out of it, of where they come from. So that's it. That's my experience, by the way. Yeah.
With some of the truth is that I've never been at a radio station where I've had an individual coming in to say, you used my work or you played my music or something. So, but the challenges we're having now as a radio station is, now radio has turned into streaming, Facebook and all that. And because that is like international copyright, it has a way of checking us, So you realize that people who play lots of music do not even stream. But when you're doing your talk content and small campus inside, sometimes you have, because that one is like automated, So far, that has been one of the challenges for radio stations. And it's like direct, you'll be doing it and then they will take you down. Because it is not your content. You have not asked permission to use it. So that's more direct. Maybe we're moving into the space where these things will be checked. But, you cannot stop me on air using the content. There's no mechanism that will stop me when I'm using your content on my radio. So that one, the checks are not there. But when it comes to the digital space, we face these challenges.
Instagram and stuff. I don't know if you've noticed that every time there's an interview on radio that is being streamed, when they're playing the music, they either mute it, or like they go off. Like, if not, all the work they do, it be waste. because they'll just block it and then nobody will see it.
Oh,
So it's being checked online properly as compared to manually how we are checking it. But we all will be stubborn.
I think the other small nuance is it depends on the artist, right? Also, because most of the time, most of our local songs, well, if I'm saying the less popular songs, hardly get flagged because the artists haven't signed those kind of deals with those kind of bodies. Artists like Kim Promise, Stoneboy, Sack, Black Sheriff, and then you enter Nigeria, SA, US, UK, those people, or you play the song, but copyright. Kiddie, but copyright. Kelvin Work. You understand? Yes. So I think there's a lot of education that has to come, I think, from the artist side and from Gamro and the bodies, because we as radio people, the media houses, we are sort of carrying the art to the people. We are just a medium. But most of the time, if the groundwork is not done, it makes everything like loses footing.
Okay, so this leads to my next question. Fair use. Can you tell us something about it? Something brief about fair use.
The fair
use, yes.
Like using it fairly?
Yeah, the copyright. So this is a thing on social media a lot, right? Where I would upload a video where, let's say, I'm reacting to a Sarkodie video, and because the song or the video is playing, copyright, I'll get a copyright strike that, okay, you're not supposed to be using somebody's. So fair use comes when YouTube and some of these platforms allows you to add some sort of education or extra entertainment to it so that you can use it, but you can't, most of the time, you can't monetize it.
Right.
Because if it's Kwame B's song, and I have done a video about Kwame B's song, your song is in there, you should make money off of the fact that I'm using your song, right? But then I have also created unique content off of yours. So I can use it, but I can't monetize it. But then you get, if not, then the video will be blocked. So sometimes it's measured based on how much you're adding. So if you don't add enough, so there are some reaction videos where I like watching reaction videos. That's why this question, I think I'm like that. So I like reaction videos.
I didn't get it. So it's good. I'm learning from you. It's a good one.
I love reaction videos where, let's say, Black Sheriff will drop a song, then you find out like some Italian guy has found Black Sheriff and has listened to the music and trying to make sense of what it is, right? So if the person plays the song and the video like throughout, that video will not go far. They will remove it because what's the difference between that and the original one?
And this one.
So if you realize, if you watch those videos, they like pausing it. Sometimes they pause it on purpose because they want to convince YouTube that, oh, I added something.
I'm adding something
I'm
to
creating
it.
extra. That's fair use.
Okay.
I'm bringing something to the table. I'm also being creative. So I can't make money off it, but don't remove my video or don't delete my channel because of it.
Let it entertain people, to educate people as well.
But then most of the time, it's based on the platform to decide whether this is fair use or not. Because we put up Caps and Bass mix recently. This was pop music. You know, most of it, the Chris Browns and the DJ Snakes and the Calvin Harris, Rihanna. Most of the minute we put a Stoneboy mix, we got a copyright. But when we put out the workout mix, they blocked the thing instantly. So we had to like do appeals and then they allowed us to use it. But even that, you can tell they have reduced the reach of the video.
So can you monetize that or you can't?
Never. Even the Stoneboy one, you can't. The Stoneboy one, you can't because he has registered his song. So they will tell you that, oh, this is not a strike. This is a copyright claim to show that, oh, you're not claiming that the song is yours. It's for Stoneboy. You acknowledge this is for fair use. You can use it. But you can't monetize it. Even if the video gets 1 million views, you are not monetizing it. Stoneboy is getting his money.
So with this explanation, it looks to me that the copyright laws are even being enforced properly online.
Yeah, way better online than in person here in our media space. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, what should people have in mind when they try to use other people's content?
You go feel over you.
A fair idea of what they should have in mind. Like, you need to know this before you use someone's content. What are some of the things?
You see, the thing is, you should know what it's not your content. You say it's somebody's content. So if you're using somebody's content, then you should know that it's either you have sought permission to use it, or you have paid for it. In a way, you have a discussion with the person or the team, whatever. It could be a record label. It could even be a TV station. For example, I have my interview and you want to use it. But, in journalism, there's a fair way out where you can say, I'll acknowledge that I picked up and the source is from you and all that. But, with music and some interviews, the best thing that you have to do is to seek permission from the owner before you use their intellectual property. So you don't have these problems coming back to you, like you go use them, then later you'll be sued and then you have to, pay for it.
Wait, okay.
So
Sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
So, for example, he was giving an example about music. The person sampled from
Straight up.
straight, but as
Usually
if
one is
you
very
don't care.
obvious. Yeah.
And it's not right. Just imagine if it was yours. We probably, as you make this hit, that'll be 20 years ago, you don't get another hit. How will you feel? I'm sure you also be thinking of going to chase the person to take some money, Yeah, so let's not take people's property just like that.
So I don't remember his name, but this Diddy Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Every step I take.
yeah.
He sampled someone. So I've forgotten the name of the artist. But then the person waited.
Yeah.
And then crazy suit. This was a couple of years before they started bombarding him with all these dangerous crimes. Yes. Like then he sued him, and then he was going to take, I think, 90 or 100% of all the royalties he's making off of them. Like, he did take everything on for the music to exist. So maybe performance, Diddy go fit take. But stream coming from that
playing
side,
from the
you're
radio.
not getting anything.
Okay, so what happens when I sample someone's music and I know for sure that this song is going to blow, this song is going to be a hit, but I contact the person and the person says, nah, I don't want you to use it. Like, anyone will blow.
So wait, let me ask you a question. So right now, if someone comes on TikTok, right, and then that person, they go events, then the video starter, Charlie, I offer phone call. How do you say? How offer phone call? Charlie, be pie. We are na bakwan them. Then you see the video. Then the person comes and says, Kojo Junior, like, I really they like you. Be my role model. I want your permission to continue doing this. You watching video, you get 100K views. What are you going to say?
There's actually someone like that. It's crazy.
There's someone like that. Copying it detail. You see, how does it make you feel?
He even DM'd me.
You see how it is. So, because I MC and sometimes see being a hype man, you don't even I've had conversations around copyrights for Are You Mad and stuff like that, right? But then people don't take those things seriously, because I have been to too many places where I hear somebody and it's like everybody's like, oh, this person's trying to sound like you. Or there's somebody who's doing radio now. It's like, Charlie, my favorite be Kwame B, trying to talk exactly like him. You understand? Those ones, let's say we are building to that point, because if it comes to our biggest records and we can't protect those ones, I think when it comes to signature like Are You Mad and how Kwame B sounds, it's a useless conversation. But the best example I can give you right now is Drake and Kendrick. You see the beef. What they did was they took off the copyright tag. So when the beef was going on, all the reactors could monetize their videos. So then there was no copyright strike. I think Kendrick did it first. So you can react to Not Like Us and play the song straight, and then YouTube no go tell you anything. You understand? So they did that so that you go fit chop. But he not say he's getting way more off of winning the beef. And all that will come with him.
Mano, you know Kendrick is milking it, right?
No, but
he's overdoing it.
He's not over. You see, don't change this conversation to Drake versus Kendrick. But see, there was someone that even came out that Kendrick's team paid him, I think, $2,500 to push the song so that it gets whatever 10 million or 100 million views or whatever. And I'm like, and the people are like, oh, Kendrick no have hits. And then I'm like, how do you think that music promotion is done? No matter how calm the song sounds, you still have to promote it. You understand? But the beautiful thing is he understood what he wanted to achieve. He wanted to milk it organically. So he was like, anybody will want chop from Martin, make it chop. And that's he giving everybody the right to eat. But if you don't get that, and you know meet Rex Omar for anywhere, and you go sample in song, Exhibit A, you see already what will happen to you. Yeah. But then I'll go back to what I've been saying throughout this whole conversation, that because it doesn't happen often, people think it won't happen. But it left one day you go do, and it go over you.
Okay, so is there a license someone needs to acquire before they can broadcast like music on radio and TV? Since we need to talk to people before you can use it. Is there a license?
Before even you get the radio, you need a license.
Yeah, you need a license.
CNC before they go give you that license, because you cannot just wake up and because you can build a transmitter, you start and then you start playing music. You need
a license.
Yes,
you need a license.
Yes.
But there are radio stations and TV stations where they advertise Sikagari and all that, so they've been given license to do that.
What I don't think that's where you're going with this. But the license we are talking about is a license to operate.
Yeah.
Right? The license will tell us Sikagari.
Can that license be revoked? Can it be revoked?
It goes back to our laws,
Yes.
It goes back to our laws, because ideally, your license should be revoked if you are promoting something that has not been approved. I think there should be certain sanctions, at least, for you, but then back to the laws.
So definitely there are do's and don'ts, things that you cannot do and things that you can do. So as you're saying, maybe they've not paid attention. NCA has not paid attention to some of these things. But no credit there.
Why is it?
Yeah, when you're doing something that is not right on TV or on radio, yes, they can just... let me give you an example. Recently, we were warned that we should not be promoting ganja and stuff on. I remember when I was at Hits FM, they told us that you cannot come and sit on radio and be promoting ganja and blah, 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 blah. If you keep on doing that, we will let the law work. So if I say I don't see some before, I lie. The scare Gary thing, I see some before, but maybe the people the gatekeepers, so they don't see. So if you would like do announcement, make them see too, they go fit take their license.
So the problem with those things is sad that I'm going to use the example I'm about to use, but there was someone run, I wouldn't say it was a prank, but more like a survey where he created a fake product. There was a YouTube video about it, and then he took it to certain radio stations and read the paper. The truth is, let me tell you from my angle, my show is 3 to 7. I know Kwame B's show is also from 2 or something, right?
2.
When we get there, right, all rushing from this interview, and we get there, and they tell us, these are the LPMs. Sometimes if you believe in yourself, sometimes you don't even read through it like that. You pick it and you know, pack, I can do it. Because it has to be reviewed before it gets to my decks. Unfortunately, that is not always the case. Perfect example, and I'm going to throw this around so you can't come back at me. So, perfect example, Chef Smith. I'm going to drag Chef Smith into this. Yes, I'm going to drag Chef Smith into this.
The crying chef.
Yeah, the crying chef. Do you know why he was able to go as far as he did? Because the people in his team asked what was his relation to people like Nana Boro and things. So if you are here and then Nana Boro calls you that Chef Smith, they come, he's doing an attempt at Guinness Book of World Records, you will not doubt him. If it be Chef Smith that come, probably you'll be like, oh, where is your whatever. And that's how it works. Because everything be brotherhood, your vibe, your family. Your family.
In fact, that example that you came up with is a very sad one.
It's a very sad one.
The fact that almost all radio stations took up the advert without asking for the FDA approval, except one media house. I don't want to hide them, but they did well. They decided that, and I worked there before, and with them, the client service works well. So they will check and ask, do you have approval from FDA?
Yeah.
If not, go and bring it before we will start your advert. But remember, now cash no day. So there are other radio stations where they adverts have no day.
Don't even think twice about
But I
it.
think that thing that happened has at least awakened a lot of us to realize that, okay, what is this? Because I remember there was an LPM that came on my show that had to do with, I'm not going to mention the brand. It wasn't actually, thank God, it wasn't on my show. I was covering from somebody.
So are you going to mention the brand since it was on the show?
No, they work with brands I'm affiliated to.
Do a Kanye West there. I'm not going to say it, but it's this.
Do you know how much money Kanye has? I don't have his money, I beg. So this brand was talking about female reproductive products, right? And I was covering for, my show ends at 7, but then I was covering for the next person in terms of ads. So when I got to that point and I saw it, I read it all right, but then afterwards I asked so many questions. I was like, why is the LPM like this? Why are we reading it even though it's 7 p.m., I still felt like it was too early to hear that thing at 7 p.m. at approximately 7:20. That's crazy. But then there's so much that goes into the cracks of like, we feeling like, oh, that's what we are used to. Because how many cars do you see around your neighborhood saying that, and things? You understand? So we have normalized these things. One drug go solve 30 diseases. And we've run that thing since childhood all the way till now. So when your boss receives that request to play that, I think there's a Ghanaian part of us that doesn't realize that, oh, this is not meant for this place, because we have run with it for so long and then everybody seems to be okay with it. So, let's play it.
I'm going to free kill my radio, so wow. So we've mentioned royalties, and I want to ask this question: how do they calculate royalties for music played on TV and radios? How do they calculate and distribute?
Kojo, the sad thing is, we don't know. The laws don't work well enough for us to know. The truth is, I know there's a system, there are bodies that are in charge of this, that have a certain algorithm they used to. Even there's a way where they can tell that you played this song without you, like how Kwame B was talking about back in the day where you have to log it in. Yeah, there are ways where they can just more or less scan and know that, okay, you play this song, you play that song, so you owe this amount.
I have a question for you, Manuel. You made mention of LPM. Can you explain it to us?
Oh, that's a live presenter mention. You make why would you want to die right now?
But I understand. That's not your fault. So it means that he's doing a show. Yeah. And he needs to advertise something. So it's a live show.
You've heard a lot of it. Every time the presenter is talking about a product, and then go 0244, call this number, email.
And that's an
LPM.
So we have jingle and we have LPM, right? So we can have like a jingle for Kojo Junior's TikTok. You don't say,
and that's pre-produced, and that's
so that's the one that's recorded in the studio where you go talk, say, oh, my TikTok videos they be fire. Then we play it at a particular point. That's a jingle. But then you can have a written version where when I'm doing the show,
the presenter does it.
I actually go like, yo, Charlie, I went on TikTok, I saw Kojo Junior's videos, like they are fire. Charlie, that guy yeah, that's LPM.
Oh, no, that be ideal.
Send Momo.
We will talk. So now we have a fair idea about fair use and LPM. Charlie, LPM. And what is just a big idea? Why I like him. That's a way to advertise myself.
Sure. They come off the cuff like that, you know.
Oh, we for talk more.
Charlie, the way you excite the Momo for come.
This question I will read down.
Okay.
You know, anything. Yeah. So, how do you see copyright laws evolving in the next few years, and with the continual growth of digital media? The laws and how they see them in the next years.
Yes,
right now, we don't know.
It's even with our conversations, we are saying that when we look at the digital platforms, copyright there looks better than, coming to the traditional way. And we all know that the future is digital. We are not saying that traditional radio we are disappearing. We still did, but we do them with the digital style. So I'm sure in the near future, it will be very easy to track and get to know exactly how many times one song has been played. So if we all know that if a song is aired for, let's say, a minute and you earn this, just like the streams pay, it will be very easy and people will get exactly what they deserve. So it will not be the fact that I know somebody at Gamro and they are doing the collection, they are doing the distribution. He can say, oh, Kwabi, even though you've never heard my song, they will say that, oh, Charlie, they're bought on your pass, so I'm putting him as an A-list artist, I'm giving him more. And you that probably your song is being played, you will not get. So I believe that with technology, with the digital platforms, a time will come, it will stabilize more and people will get exactly what they deserve when they create their songs out there.
I think just to add to that, the government needs to focus on the creative space a bit more than it's doing now. Because when it comes to the PR of Ghana, the image that Ghana has created out there, the majority of it comes from the music, the sports, and all those things that really export Ghanaians and the vibe that people keep saying we have. You understand? So when creatives are having problems with how they are making money, when they have problems with how the system works, the government needs to take like a very critical look at how they can improve the situation. So that, because the more we're able to do more and earn more, the bigger the image of Ghana is, and the more the returns and the impact on the GT, the BNGT, GDP, what's it? GDP. Charlie, I told you guys I'm not feeling well. The GDP and all of that. So ultimately, we need to have the government just put some more cash. Basically, it's not be anything. It be money. We just need money in the system. I think it's very, very key. Please start the video with Kojo Mano was not feeling well.
No, it won't work. So right now, before advise the new people who are about to enter the media, what advice would you give them? And in regards to them using content of other people and copyrights, like just advise them, tell them something you've seen people do wrong with it that you want them to avoid in terms of copyright.
Oh, well, I think we've said a lot on that. So let me just say that when you want to use people's content, definitely seek their consent, ask them, and let them give you permission and do it right. I mean, these things are not like paddy talk. It's more of official. And it's a law. So, if you need an expert to help you to draft all these things, please go ahead and do that. And I'm sure everything's going to be fine. Yeah. Simple.
I think a lot of people feel like it's a long process, it's a lot of work. I forgo sign up, publishing, Gamro, this and that. Charlie, be a lot of work now for go see this person, MOU, he say lawyer. Bro, the wahala that can come from you not doing all these checks can be more painful than you can ever imagine. Because imagine sampling someone's intellectual property without their permission, and then you underestimate, you think say the song will blow, but you don't realize that you're actually underestimating how big the song will become. So now the song becomes like a global hit. Now the person is coming for you. The amount of money they can sue you for is also based on how the reach of the song as well. How far it goes is also like something that can be used against you when you go to court over that. And the issues that it can come with. So you can have like a bigger grace and bigger yawa because you didn't do what you're supposed to do at the time you're supposed to do. You understand? So just do what you have to do and avoid. Prevention is better than cure.
Sure.
Last question. Do you think radio and TV have failed Gamro? Because I feel like that's why that's resulted in low royalties for musicians.
Why we feel that?
That's how I feel.
But we did work. So radio and TV, we did work.
That's
like we are working.
Yeah, you are working.
And don't forget, we are the ones also doing the promo. So you cannot do without the TV and radio promo.
Well, you see,
but the thing is, are we paying I cannot speak for every radio and TV station, but I know that some are paying some amount. I'm not sure if it's the right amount though, but I know that they are paying small stuff. We can do better. That's what I'm going to say. I think we can do better.
Yeah.
Well, you made mention about the login being just 2 weeks. Then one of us say, so
that's what we can do better.
No, so the problem is, you see, when people have been put in charge of something, right? You are giving resources, no matter how little, the power or the authority to also function. So you come up with policies to make it work. It's like you saying that, oh, Ghanaians are littering the city. Yes, we are littering the city, but what are there dustbins? What are the measures in place when somebody does it? Those policies have to be tightened to make sure that it works. I'm not saying government is not doing their job, but I feel like they have the upper hand to create policies or systems that can help us to function better. Because then it's easier for YFM to be like, okay, we are doing what we are doing. Then Kwame B goes like, we don't want to be, but we no go do them. So then it comes down to Gamro making sure that, okay, everybody is following what they are supposed to do. And at the end of the day, everybody will fall in line.
Well, this has been an insightful conversation, very educative, and I really enjoyed this. I am Kojo Jr., your host, and I'm here with Kwame B or Kwame Rasta. As I say, Kojo Manu, king of the MIC.
I like the digital Rasta.
Yeah.
Digital Rasta. Digital Rasta.
And this is Playing It Right podcast, and it has come to an end. I'm sorry, guys, we have to end here.
Yeah.
I'll see you some other time.